Recovery isn't just about what we leave behind, it's about who we become. Welcome to the Next Right Step. I'm Christian, and this is a place where honest conversations about recovery, growth, resilience, and the willingness to keep moving forward. Whether you're in recovery yourself, supporting someone you love, or simply trying to become a better version of yourself, you're welcome here. Because none of us have all the answers, we're just finding our way one conversation at a time.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Next Right Step podcast. With me today, I have Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
How
Thanks
are you?
for having me.
Yeah,
Great. Excited to be here.
very excited. Welcome to our humble abode. So today's episode we've titled "Learning to Live Again." What was your early recovery like?
Exciting and new. My early recovery was when I entered drug court. A lot of structure, which is exactly what I needed. And I was just very excited to do something with my life. I just was existing, like literally nothing all day. Just super introverted and nothing to be proud of. And so I was like excited about like everything was new. And, I was placed into a recovery home with a bunch of girls who were also in drug court and got along with them super well. They brought me to my first meeting, and I just kind of followed their lead, and it was all a bunch of fun things.
How long did it take for that's a very quick change from addiction to full community.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
What kind of timeline are we talking about?
So I got clean in November of 2023 because my sister and my brother-in-law, who I used to use with my brother-in-law, and he was like, I'm quitting after today. And I was like, yeah, I should quit too. He's like, quit with me. And I was like,
Let's do it together.
oh, that doesn't sound like not something I want to do. But I really knew that I had no real reason not to. So after thinking about it, I said, all right, we'll do it. And he told me, like, we'll have our last hurrah. And then tomorrow morning, we'll flush everything and break the pipe. And it'll be very meaningful and stuff. And he fell asleep on me. I was like, and this was, I didn't feel comfortable just like smoking by myself at their house. So I remember I took like a big chunk and like folded it in a paper and hid it in my wallet. And the next day we did flush it and everything. And I was like, oh, I need to go home to grab the rest of my stuff. And went back home and smoked with my mom for the last time. And that last time smoking, I had such anxiety and it felt icky, and I knew like I was really done. So I was like kind of grateful that happened. And I went back to my sister's, and she took care of me while I just slept, and she ran me baths and stuff. But I wasn't really leaving the house. I really wasn't supposed to be living there, so I kind of had to stay hidden. And a month later, they pushed me to turn myself in because I had warrants. And
Everyone's favorite thing to do.
yeah, I knew for a while that I wanted to turn myself in and take care of my warrants because I couldn't get a job with them, and I was looking over my shoulder, being terrified, and I was having dreams that the cops would come and arrest me, and I'd be like, no, I was turning myself in tomorrow, I swear. Like, that was my dreams. And my sister was like, yeah, you need to turn yourself in. So the day after Christmas, woke up at like 6 a.m. My brother-in-law went with me. We took an Uber to Clackamas County Jail, and I turned myself in. And my warrants were 2 years old. And so they assigned me the same attorney, but I sat in jail for a month, not like knowing anything. Then when I finally had another court hearing, they were like, oh yeah, that attorney can't, like, this case is too old. You got to have another one. So and then I got another one, and she was like pissed that I was sitting in jail for 30 days with no attorney. And I had never done jail before. Like what I thought jail was like what I know from Orange is the New Black, which isn't even jail. It's like so stupid, but I was like, I can't do that.
There's lesbians everywhere.
But I was really, really grateful that because I turned myself in clean, I was offered laundry. And I remember I spent one night in X Block, and the next morning, super early, they waked me up. They're like, you want to do laundry? And I didn't know what that meant, but I felt like it would be stupid to say no. So I was like, sure. Now, like right now.
Worker blocks are the best blocks.
Yeah. So my time in jail, I spent 2 months in jail, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, I don't want to go back. Don't get me wrong. But it was filled with a lot of laughter. I was grateful that I was getting in the habit of like working every day, like several times a day, because I hadn't worked in forever. So I was choosing to look at it like that. While I was in there, I was offered drug court. And what sold me was they told me I'd have housing. So I hadn't had a house.
Drug court gives you housing here?
Well, yeah, they put me in Galea recovery.
Oh, yeah, recovery housing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been sleeping on people's couches in hotel hopping. Like, I didn't have my own place. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And then
get your own room.
Yeah.
Shared room or single room?
I had a room that had bunk beds, but I had it to myself.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I never did the recovery housing thing, but I know that when you stick a bunch of fresh addicts in the same house and same room, things get a little wild.
I was blessed that our house wasn't. Like, so my house was a drug courthouse / mental health courthouse. So that got interesting. But for the most part, our house was like, we were all willing. Like, we were all like doing the NA thing. Like, you're required to go to 3 meetings a week, but we were going above. Like, it was fun. Like, I found where I fit in. It was awesome.
It's interesting learning your side of early recovery because mine was not like that. I think I brought it up during talking to David, but like when I got into meetings, I didn't want to be here, and I had to get my slip signed, and it like the only thing I knew about meetings and recovery was like that's what you do when you get in trouble.
Oh.
So, like my first 9 months of recovery was just terrible. So, but eventually I found what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it is fun.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're doing all sorts of things in Applebee's, Sherry's, and bowling and campouts and
mini golf,
dinners and dances, and I think that recovery scene. I fully believe that I got clean when it was cool to get clean, but I didn't realize it at the time. And once I realized it, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was hard though.
When I got out, my 2 roommates were like, come on, we're going to our home group. They took me. Now, at that point, because I got clean back in November and I entered drug court in February, the end of February, I had 90 days clean, so they made me get all 4 chips.
Oh.
Or all tags. And I was like, oh, I'm remember, I was an introvert. Public speaking in front of people I don't know, like, terrifies me. So of course they called on me. And the few times I went after, they would always call on me. And it terrified me. I got such anxiety and I hated it. And I was super anti home group. Like, well, it's my home group now. But and then so I was going to this other meeting, the other fellowship, and I was like, oh, I like this one. But then I realized it's because nobody knew me and no one would call on me. But I didn't feel at home there. Alcohol was never my thing. So I didn't feel like I was belonging. And then I went to a women's retreat for the day. And I met a bunch of ladies who go to that home group. And it made me excited to go back to that place. And now I know, like, they were only calling on me because they wanted to get to know me and love on me. But
Yeah.
But it was terrifying.
So, for those that don't know, what is a home group? And why do you feel home group's important, if you do feel it's important?
So, home group is your home.
Your home.
You know, if you don't show up, you know, your people will start worrying about you. And I have a service commitment at my home group. It's where my people are. I go to other meetings, but that's my home. Like, that's where I feel at home at. My home group is 7 days a week, which is really cool to have that.
Do you go at all 7?
No. So, okay, we do Taco Tuesdays.
Hey.
So I like to go on Tuesdays when I'm not taking a class, and I love serving because I love, I just love being of service in that way and like helping out. Wednesdays, I secretary. Every first Friday, we have a speaker meeting. And then we're having a rotating speaker meeting.
Yeah. I wonder who's doing that one.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys had the same home group.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do a lot of fun things. I'll fill in. So I work really close to my home group, and I'm off at like 5:30, and our meeting starts at 7. So if like Thursday we didn't have anyone, so I was like, I'll fill in. So sometimes I go, a lot of times during the week. Sometimes I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the other thing about a home group is typically the home group is where, like, the one where you share the real stuff. Like, yeah. And typically it's like your safe space to, like, fully open up eventually. It doesn't happen right away. I remember that my first home group was a men's group. And again, it was super weird because for the first time in my life, men were telling me that they loved me and that they were going to love me until I could love myself. And they were praying about it and talking about their feelings. And it was just strange. But like, I showed up to that meeting for the first 2 years of my recovery, almost every Friday. And eventually I was opening up that meeting, and then I was convinced, this is how awesome my ego was when I first got clean. I was convinced that if I didn't open up that meeting wouldn't happen. So, like, there was an accountability and some level of needing to make sure that I did it that happened. But yeah, then those are the guys that started taking me to other stuff, and it became fun. Yeah. So, let me just get my questions back up. What's up, little dog?
It's like, what's going on?
What surprised you most about early recovery?
Like for myself, and
Yeah.
because I really had no knowledge of recovery.
Yeah.
So
What was that like?
I surprised myself with how willing I was, how friendly I was, how strong I was, because in my early recovery, I was dealing with my mom's addiction, um, and she suffers from a lot of mental health stuff. So for a long time, my mom's always talked about wanting to end her life, and I mean, that always hurt to hear because I'm like, I'm your daughter. You shouldn't be telling your daughter that. When my dad died, and she would say it after, it would upset me because I'm like, I already lost a parent. Like, that's really selfish. It was just, your addiction makes everything more crazy. So, she's very codependent. So it was a lot of just relationship stuff. It was quite often, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Because I'd be very angry, but at the same time, I felt like I would have to go see her because she was my mom, I'm her daughter. I should be there. But I was angry, and I didn't know what to say. Luckily, one of my roommates who entered drug court with me, like I met her in jail, she's like my sister. Like I got like all my other recovery sisters, but like this is my sister. She would be there with me and help me through that. And getting through that and not using over it, like, just showed me how strong that I really am, which was surprising. And yeah, I'm not so much an introvert as I thought I was.
Yeah, I remember this was probably kind of early recovery as well, is, addiction and using and whatnot, and just that lifestyle, it teaches us how to essentially isolate ourselves. And I was convinced that I wasn't an isolator because I met up with everybody.
Yeah.
But it was a very small group of everybody's.
Yeah.
So, I also believe that I was an introvert, but oddly enough, there's actually a spectrum from introvert to extrovert, and I'm like a 60% extrovert, 40% introvert. Huh. So, like, I still need my battery recharged and everyone to stop talking, but then I thrive when it's not that.
Yeah. It's funny that you just said the battery thing, because that's how one of my counselors in drug court, she was like, so introverts recharge when they're alone, and extroverts recharge around other people. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
I definitely, like, I'll be so tired from my day, and I go to my home group, and then I'm like super energized after. I'm like, you guys are my people. Like, okay.
You just got to feel like you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
For me, I could have a long day at work and then I show up at a concert around 1,000 people and run circles for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that I'm excited to have you on a future episode. So, because we're gonna do families of addiction at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be brutal.
My mom, thankfully, took a year in March.
Hey.
Yeah. I got her into the same. So that house, the mental health drug court house, my house manager separated drug court from the mental health because it got too gray. And so now drug court's its own house. And my mom's boyfriend had went to prison, and my mom needed somewhere to stay. And so I talked to the house manager, and she allowed my mom to come stay at the mental health house, and my mom is thriving. She actually just texted me yesterday saying she just finished step 1.
Hey.
Yeah. So, like, so proud of her.
When did you start your step work?
Like a few. It was early. I think it was like maybe May of 2024. So like
6 months.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 3 months. No, November.
No,
so
yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think mine was. I was a late bloomer, so 9-ish, 10 months. For me, my outpatient counselor told me that, hey, you gotta start doing some step work, because I just wasn't willing to share about stuff, and everyone knew it. So
Yeah. I think I was really excited to start them. Like I said, I thrive in structure. And I feel like because I was so I was terrible in school. Never did homework, like didn't care. I was never forced to do homework. So now that I'm older and I have the choice, I'm like, give me the homework and
give
stuff.
me the homework.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can do this. And so I was like really excited to start step work and learn about myself and fix things.
So one of the cool things that happens in early recovery, and maybe this is part of your story, and I'd expect it to be with your living situation, but like it's like the people that you surround yourself with. If for me, for instance, I just had a group of guys, and one guy in particular, and he's my heterosexual life partner at this point, and has been for many years. He just started teaching me how to live and breathe and sleep recovery. So, and part of that journey was step work. And there was times that we would do step work, even if it was like late at night. We would just be in his room or in a kitchen or eating tacos or wherever, and we were just writing. I assume you have similar.
So
She said, "Nah, not a."
okay, so there's 3 girls in my house right now who have been there since I've been there, which is now over 2 years. We've all graduated drug court. We've all walked through this program together. So my support, like I remember my sister, we started step work the same day, like we were doing it together.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just stopped. I don't remember why, but I mean, I kept going, and she kind of just got stuck doing squirrel stuff. So I was like determined. Like every night, it became my routine to like sit and do step work before bed. It was just, and then I would start taking it to work and do it at lunch. Yeah.
No, that's right. So you went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Did drug court, so I'm guessing you didn't become a felon.
I
Well done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a felon.
Oh, you are a felon.
Yeah,
Nice. Good job. Nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, an important piece about early recovery is what's it like in a job when you're a felon?
So I was very lucky because of drug court. So in phase 2, you're required to get a job, and all of my friends were working at Burgerville.
Solid.
And, yes. And so my friend helped me get a job there, and it was funny. I remember laughing and looking around and being like, everybody that works here is either in their early 20s or old as hell and in recovery. It was so funny. That was the first time I felt old working around kids. I think I made a comment like my first day they were showing me around, and I was like, where does the mop go? And they're like, put it in the corner. And I was like, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Hey.
And he looked at me like, what? And I was like, oh my God, I'm old. I was like, no.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I thought it was funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I would have laughed.
Thank you. Yeah. He was like, what?
I did my time at Jack in the Box, but like I would have been a kid at the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you're right. It's like when you're working fast food, it's either.
Well, and it helped because Burgerville worked with drug court schedules because they had so many participants coming. And also it helped that the manager graduated from CSAP. So she gets it. You know,
Yeah.
it was so cool, and it was I was really grateful. And actually, while I was working there, one day this lady comes up to me and she's like, she calls me over after ordering, and she's like, "How much do you make here?" And I was like, "Minimum wage." She's like, I can offer you more." She's like, I've been in here a few times, and I see how you are with people, and I want you to come work for me, and I don't normally do this. And I was
Hey.
like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "So I own a daycare." And I was like, "Okay, I have a background." I was like, "I have felons, and I'm in drug court." And she was like, "That's fine." And
That's fine.
yeah, and so now I work at the daycare. I've been there a year. Getting that job was a little, I just had to jump through like a small extra hoop because my charges aren't anything with child, like no child neglect or child abuse. So I got through, but they did want an explanation of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I got the job.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. For me, it was not. I got clean in like a small town, so nothing like the greater Portland area. And it wasn't like people were not getting felons jobs then. So like the first few jobs I had was like, hey, this guy in recovery has a construction group or a construction crew. I did roofing, I did some drywall, I did painting. I just kind of hopped around. And then I became a dishwasher at some point. I was like, this is not for me, but like you got to pay the fines. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a revolving wheel. They get you with the fines because if you don't pay your fines,
Oh man.
going right back in.
That just makes me incredibly grateful for drug court because I graduated, they waived all my fines.
Hey,
Yeah.
so I got a pardon from the Washington State governor in 2020, and that was 9 years in, or no, sorry, 10 years. So it would have been 2021. And that day is the day that I paid off my fines. So I'd been paying fines for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't qualify for the drug court. I had yeah, they didn't like the level of felonies I had at one point.
So I'm from the Bay Area. I came up here in 2020. 2021 is when I started to get in trouble. I've never been arrested before. And I was arrested 3 times. I had aggravated identity, 12 counts of identity, and 2 stolen cars. And oh, sorry. I just saw that mosquito.
For those that can't see, there's a
yeah,
little
there was a
tiny
mosquito.
dog
I
running around.
wasn't.
Oh, and mosquito.
Yeah, so and then I just like ran for a few years and then turned myself in. But
So I think one of the things that we missed, and I kind of wanted to hit on early on in the episode, but it's fine. It all makes sense. By now, people start to realize that my mind's a scatter. So when you get into recovery, and for you, there was drug court, there was recovery housing, it was all very structured. There's step work, then you get a job, and then like everything's just
yeah.
So all this stuff is calling for your time. Did you have any difficulty with going from chaos of addiction into a structured?
No, so I think most of the chaos. So I got into my addiction when I was with my ex. I was with him for 7 years. I started using back home. We came up here because his dad was like, if you guys don't go to rehab, then you need to get out. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll go detox up there where my mom is, because my mom was like, I haven't seen you in a year. And so I was like, well, we used that as an excuse, but we never came back. We never had intention of coming back. And what's funny is his dad was in recovery. So I had heard NA, but I didn't really know. I just heard his dad talk about it. His dad had like 30 years clean. which is really cool because
Congrats, guy.
yeah, so it's really cool because I lived with him for 7 years, you know. Amazing people, very loving. But since I've been clean, I've kept in contact with him, and I got to make an amends to him, which was really, really cool.
And is he still clean?
Yeah.
So now he's like 36 years.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, so the chaos mostly happened with him because that's when I got in trouble too. But at the end of 2021, I left him and jumped into another relationship where it wasn't as chaotic. It was just a lot of hotel hopping and just staying indoors. My ex, the first ex, is the one I was using downers with. And so, and he was doing all the, like, he was very into mailboxing and, like, and stealing cars and doing all the crazy stuff and, like, boosting. And I would be in the car with him, which is why I got, like, caught up and stuff. The relationship after that wasn't about that. It wasn't, at that point, I had quit the downers by myself and was just doing meth. And so it was a lot more calm. And then
yeah, that's true.
a lot more calm. And in 2023, beginning of 2023, that ex went to prison and was going away for 8 years. And so I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so my friend took me in. And then I was just basically it was in a fifth wheel, and so on a property, and so I was just there. So it wasn't so much chaos. It was just a lot of nothing, no life to live.
So was that an adjustment then? Going from nothing to something?
Yeah, but it was an adjustment I was excited for and welcomed because I was tired of living that life. I was tired of doing nothing. I was tired of waking up and just, well, whatever happens today happens. Like, I thrive in structure. I'm a Virgo, so I'm very organized and planned. Yeah.
Yeah, I like structure. I like doing the same thing every day. I like knowing that I do this on Monday and this on Tuesday and this on Thursday. And at 3 o'clock on Monday, you're going to find me here. And at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, you're going to find me here. Like, I just like... And
I'm
that
grateful.
is not what I had before.
Yeah, I'm grateful for how exhausted I am today.
Yeah, because the other piece of that question is, so you went from not having anything to do, and then you had, I have to be here at 10 o'clock. I have to be here at 2 o'clock. I have to be here at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I know that as people progress in their recovery, they're like, I just can't find time to do all these things I got to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you found it out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, planning, is that something you had to learn? Scheduling and all that?
I'm grateful that it started small. When I started drug court, drug court is on Mondays at 2. And then we had class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all between 9 and 11. And then that's
pretty good.
Yeah, that was all that I had to do. And then find time for 3 meetings a week, which, that's later. So, so it started small, which was grateful. And then, like I said, when I got to phase 2, then I started working. So then it was groups first and then work later. And, and then go to meetings on the days I didn't have work.
At any point, did it become overwhelming, or did it seem like, when did it lose its fluffy pink cloud?
So, my counselor, because I would just keep telling him all the progress. He would tell me. So I graduated drug court with no PVs somehow, which is very hard to do. And my counselor would always say that am the only one that was actively working the steps while in the program. And he would also tell me that, he said, which I'll never forget this because it was so sweet. He goes, I think that your pink clouds just turned into pink skies. I'm just
Solid.
Yeah, I think that I'm just super annoyingly optimistic. That, you know, I don't think, yeah. Even on the days where it's hard, like, I'm still grateful and I love this life.
I fully believe that even after, so next month I'll have 15 years.
Woo.
Thanks. I still believe that I'm on the pink cloud.
Yeah.
Like,
Pink skies.
it's
It's
pink skies at
Pink
this
skies, bro.
Pink galaxies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Life gets hard sometimes,
Yeah.
and I've seen some. I've gone through some stuff in recovery that fucking sucks, but knowing that I don't have to cover that up and use anymore, like I'm never gonna be the person that says that my best day high was greater than my worst
Yeah.
day or worse something.
Whatever it is.
Whatever the thing is, it's fucking stupid because it's not true.
Yeah.
But all the extra stuff that comes with that, nothing compares. Like
Yeah.
the life that I have today is fully unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you know, in early recovery, my first sponsor told me, "Oh, we should talk about sponsors too. Don't let me forget."
This is Mercury.
Hey, I'm Mercury. Hey, he wants
He said hi.
he wants on the podcast too.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, my first sponsor told me never to put expectations on my recovery because I'd be selling myself short, and I had no idea that this life was possible. And you know, we'll get into that on another podcast, I'm sure. But like my life's too good. The mental health stuff I deal with, the like all the extra nonsense that happens throughout the day. Like I get to choose today if that ruins my day.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time I choose for it not to ruin my day. And I get to have the pink cloud.
Yeah.
So, and the skies.
Love the pink skies.
Pink skies.
Pink cloud, pink skies, pink everything.
So, as I just accidentally brought it up, what was it like finding your first new sponsor?
Okay, so I love telling this story because
Perfect.
this was definitely higher power stuff. So my when I first got in trouble that year, I already had a failure to appear, and I had another court date, and I was terrified. I had called my ex's dad, and he goes, "Oh, why don't you call Megan? She's family, and she's peer support, and she lives in Oregon." I'm like, okay. So I call this person, and I tell them the situation. She says, "You're probably going to go to jail." I was like, I don't want to hear that because at that point,
You're
I'd never
probably
been in
going to
jail.
jail.
Yeah. So I didn't go. I skipped out again. Fast forward 3 years. I'm now in. So my ex was my co-defendant, and he got into drug court. Now, the day that so you observe drug court before you actually enter to see if it's something that you want to do. So my first drug court observation, the judge had said my ex got revoked from the program. So I was kind of anxious. Like I had anxiety about, oh my God, am I going to run into him? Like it's been a few years. Like I kind of don't want to. So I was blessed that I didn't. So the day that I got released, the case manager picked me up, and I had mentioned that my ex was my ex. And he goes, "Oh, I talk to his dad all the time." And I'm like, "You should call him and just say, here, someone wants to talk to you." So he did. And I was like, "Hey, I'm in drug court. I'm clean." And he was so thrilled to hear from me. But he goes, "Hey, you should call Megan. She'd be a good sponsor for you." And I was like, "Okay, can you send me your number?" So I had to work up the courage to make that call. She didn't answer, but I left a message, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me. I called you a few years ago. I'm so-and-so's, I was so-and-so's girlfriend, and want to be my sponsor?" And so she called me back, and she was like, "Okay, what meetings do you go to?" And I named a few, and she goes, "Okay, I've been to that one. we'll meet there and make a list of what you're looking for in a sponsor, and we'll take it from there. And she's still my sponsor.
Hey.
We went through a round of steps. So perfect. Her daughter is 18, and her daughter has a clean date 6 days after mine. So it we just fit like a little family. I love them so much.
I think that my first sponsor I had for 3 years, and then I moved away, and then I had to find a new one. And I think that I've had probably 4 or 5 different sponsors, and I've completed steps with everybody. But my needs and my things I needed to learn are different, and the things that I'm looking for in a sponsor today are not what I would have wanted from the first sponsor, for sure. Also, this is Tramp. He thinks he wants to take up the whole camera now, but only the side face. Majestic. Going down? All right, you can go down.
What I also love about, I have a huge, strong sponsor tree, and they are all in Washington. So I go to 2 retreats in Washington where I get to see my sponsor tree, and they are just amazing people. And this year I just went last weekend to a women's retreat in Washington, and this was my 3rd year going, my first year without my sponsor.
Oh.
And it was bittersweet. Hey, buddy. It was bittersweet because, Megan wasn't there. But I was surrounded by my family, so I didn't feel out of place. Like, I felt at home there, which is so cool to me.
Yeah, I like that Portland has such an emphasis on sponsored trees. Everyone's very proud of well, my sponsor is this person, and these are all my sponsee brothers, and yeah. And it's similar that way in California too, and I assume other places for sure. So anyone hears this and they get offended, too bad.
Talk to your sponsor about it.
Talk to your sponsor about it. But I've been other places, and it's not as emphasized on. And I think that sponsee brothers is one of the, and sisters for that matter, are the most important things, because your sponsor is not always available, but you should have a whole family of people to call when shit gets blown up. So, and shit does blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for you.
Yeah. I'm Megan's only sponsee. Megan.
Shout out Megan.
Actually, I think I have one new sponsee sister, I think, which I already know her, so I'm like, yes. But what I love about the sponsor tree, because Sharon's my grand sponsor, and I don't even know how many sponsees she has, a lot. And they all have shirts that say I'm Sharon's favorite sponsee.
Oh.
And I'm like, I want a shirt, Megan. Yeah. It's so funny.
I think that I haven't seen those people, but I have seen people do that, and I'm thinking of one person in particular. Yeah, that had a bunch of shirts made for his sponsees, and yeah, it was very similar. Do you have any sponsees?
I do.
A whole army?
I have 5.
A whole bunch of minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just started coming too. Well, I had
well, they want the pink skies.
Yeah. One is really, really cool because she has more clean time than me, but she hasn't. No, you do not bite this.
Yeah, that one's not a toy.
No, Mercury. Did nothing to you.
Took my mom.
Yeah. She has another sponsor that, but I think they're working the AA steps, and she likes my recovery, and I'm super honored that she asked me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else about early recovery that you'd like other people to know? People just getting into early recovery.
So for me, what made me fall in love with the program was fellowshipping and all the fun things in like there's so much fun in recovery. So much fun. Just like because you got to replace habits, right? And
Yeah.
so
We've been getting so much dopamine for so long, so
yeah.
Until it all
So
ran
I
out.
mean, this August from jumping out of a plane.
that's wild.
Yeah.
I heard you guys were jumping out of planes.
Yeah. Which will be interesting.
I have
'cause
not jumped out of a
I
plane.
used to have like a little fear of heights.
That's a big height.
But I told myself at the beginning of this year that I was not going to let fear hold me back. That was
Hey.
my goal this year, and so far it's been true. I've done 3 speaker meetings. What the heck? I remember I said I don't like speaking in front of people. My first speaker meeting, I did it with my sponsor and my sponsee, and it was in front of like 150 people, and it was about sponsorship, and everyone kept asking me that day, like, "Oh, are you scared?" And I was like, surprisingly, no. Like, I don't know why I wasn't. I was grateful I wasn't. That surprised me because I'm not someone who likes to get up in front of a bunch of people and speak. But maybe it's because I had, my family with me.
One of the cool things about early recovery is starting to learn who you are.
Yeah.
And that process takes a long time. It's not going to come out
Yeah.
immediately. But, same. Like I do a lot of speaking things. And when I first got into recovery, I was not trying to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I heard I was there at one of your speaker events.
I'm a funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really
I
good.
demand attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just to end the podcast, what are some suggestions that you have for people who have stopped using substances
Mhm.
and are now going to meetings or not? But like, how do they find those pink skies?
Oh, find where you feel comfortable. That's what I like. And stick with it. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first. Like I said, my home group, I was anti home group, because it was uncomfortable. It was new, but I kept at it. I didn't just like disregard recovery because I felt a little uncomfortable. Uncomfortable means growth, right? So just find your home, your people.
Yeah. One of the coolest things that I remember learning, one of the coolest experiences for me learning in early recovery is that we have our comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
and everything outside our comfort zone makes us uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why it's outside the comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in order for me to expand my comfort zone and become comfortable in that, I have to keep stepping out
Yeah.
until my comfort zone expands to be that space.
And then you also want to avoid complacency.
The other side of that is there are going to be some meetings that you find or that I've found that I don't want to associate with.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Just go find another fucking meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of other meetings, plenty of different people,
Yeah.
and there's a
Recovery
meeting
is
for
everywhere.
everybody.
And
Yeah.
recovery is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks, Melissa. High five. Nailed it.
It was great finally meeting you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
That's
there's
an ongoing joke.
Yeah. There's a running joke. Her partner likes to introduce me to Melissa multiple times.
Yeah.
One time it caught me off guard. You
Oh, that
found-
was me. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
me
yeah.
coming up to you, and
I was a bit overwhelmed, and I was sitting there like on my computer at one of the subcommittee meetings, and like you showed up, and you're like, "Hi, my name's Melissa," and
I
like
just wanted to introduce
was like-
myself.
I thought I knew you.
So funny.
It got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just an ongoing joke that will forever be a thing.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I got to welcome you to my house again for the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meet your family.
This is my wife, Liz. All right.
Great.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I will. This episode should be posting next week. So,
Ooh.
yeah, your episode number 2.
Sweet.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks. Good job listening to the whole thing. All right.